Hello class, how many of you are golfers? Well, I've been golfing for many years now, and I can still remember the very first time I went golfing. My dad took me to the course, and I remember stepping on that first tee and just being overcome by the beauty of the course. Golf courses are very beautiful places. My name is Matt Van Dusen, and I'm going to tell you a bit about the wonderful game of golf. First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history. I'm going to tell you the equipment that you need. And finally, I'm going to tell you how you can learn to golf. The game of golf has been around for hundreds of years, so if you're not a fan yet, it's not too late. So first, I'm going to tell you a bit about the history. Now, it's widely accepted that golf got its beginning in Scotland, where players would hit a wooden ball with a club a certain distance and try to get it into the hole in as few strokes as possible. That's basically what the game of golf is today. It hasn't changed, but the equipment has changed drastically. Now, a famous golf course in Scotland, St. Andrews, is known as the home of golf. Now, golf courses varied in number of holes, but St. Andrews finally decided that, hey, 18 is a standard round, and that standard is still today. Now, golf has become very popular. There's over 31,000 courses worldwide, and almost half of those courses are in the United States, according to Golf Digest. Now, if you want to see the best courses and some amazing players, the PGA Tour, with the likes of Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson, play almost every weekend, and the courses are breathtaking, and the amount of skill that they have is amazing. So now you know a little bit about the history of golf and a little bit about today's golf, and now I'm going to tell you about the equipment that you need to play. So basically, the most important piece of equipment is the golf clubs. Now, you have 13 clubs that you can have in your bag. Typically, you'll have woods, irons, and a putter. Now, the woods are used to hit the ball very far. Typically, you'll have a driver and maybe a 3-wood, possibly a 5-wood. As the numbers go up, the distance that the ball will travel decreases. Then you have your irons, which is the bulk of your bag. And typically you'll have 3 through 9 and maybe a pitching wedge, sand wedge, possibly a lob wedge. You have to decide which clubs you want in your bag. Now, just like the woods, as the number increases, the distance that the ball will travel decreases. Finally, you have your putter, and this is the most important club that you have, because a majority of your shots are taking on the green, putting the ball into the hole. Now, these clubs can range in price, and the best thing to do if you're a beginner is buy an inexpensive knockoff set of one of the major brands, learn how to play, and then when you start to get good, then you can look into getting a better set. The next most important piece of equipment is the ball. Balls come in a variety of styles, but they're typically all the same. For beginners, get an inexpensive ball because you're probably going to lose them, and then once you start to improve, then you can look into getting different balls. And then you need a bag to store all your equipment in, and then shoes help with the grip and with your footing, and then a glove will help you hold on to the club. So that's a wrap-up of the equipment that you need. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about how to learn how to golf. Well, there's many different ways to learn. There's numerous videos that go over, how to hold the club, how to swing the club, iron shots, wood shots, putting, sand shots. You can get the same stuff in books if that's how you learn. You can read about it. And there's also a lot of different training aids that you can get. Clubs that'll break if you're not going back on the right path. I have a training aid here, which is both a grip trainer and also it's weighted, so you kind of get the feeling of swinging a regular club, and you can do this in your house because it's not a full length. But it's also good because it'll tell you how to hold the club correctly. Besides these training aids, I would say get professional lessons. If you're starting out, yes, it can be expensive, but they're going to be able to give you the fundamentals to become a better golfer. So those are a few of the different training methods that you can use. I've told you a little bit about the wonderful game of golf. I told you some of the history of golf, where it got its beginnings and where it's developed into today. I've told you about the equipment that you need in order to play. Big thing is get an inexpensive set when you begin, but once you start to improve, look into getting fitted for a set. And finally, I told you some of the different training methods that you can go into, with getting professional lessons being the top, because they'll be able to give you the fundamentals you need. I hope that you've learned a little bit about the game of golf, and I look forward to seeing you out on the course.